Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this video is on the Mercury Retrograde that is currently happening and the new moon energies, just a check-in to see what's happening, how you're going, get some messages from spirit and find some peace in the energy. So the first thing I want to talk about is, to me, I feel like there's a juxtaposition of the energies happening, and the new moon for me feels quite soft and gentle. It's a new moon in Sagittarius. I'm filming this the day after the new moon has happened here in Australia, so it's the 2nd of December. And Mercury went into retrograde last week or a few days before last week. I've got the dates here. November 25th. Oh, so it was a little while ago. But last week, I and a few other people that I know, Mercury Retrograde did its thing and had its triggers coming up. But the new moon energy that came in yesterday and today was just so soft and gentle. And Spirit shared with me yesterday that what's going to happen is going to happen this week, and what's happened last week and the weeks before. And it's simply about choosing which energy you want to connect into. And it's not about denying your feelings or what happened, not working through what happened, but it's just about choosing where you're going to place your thoughts and your attachments to your thoughts, or not attached to your thoughts. And this beautiful new moon energy that's come in, it's offering us an anchor point to connect to realign and to readjust. So I just invite you to come into your center. Acknowledge any thoughts and feelings that have come up for you through this Mercury retrograde, any triggers or experiences that have triggered you, and to just breathe them out and let them out in front of you, and just let go of holding on to that energy. I feel like that's what this new moon is inviting us to do. It's inviting us to not hold onto this past energy and to connect to the new energy that's coming in. Because we don't, as we know with the new moons are about new cycles, and if we're holding onto the past or onto things that are hurting us in the long run, we might accidentally create a bigger manifestation of that when the full moon happens, which is happening on the 15th of December, and that's the last day of Mercury retrograde. So you could either have a big fiery climax, or you could try and relax and process through what's already happened and find a more gentle, loving approach. Oh yeah, I was just shuffling. These is the the Soul Journey cards by James Van Prague. Forgiveness on the bottom of the deck. So that's the invitation, I think, for this new moon amongst these Mercury retrograde energies. It's just to forgive what's happened, to observe it, to understand it, to seek help if you need some help understanding or unpacking what has happened for you, or what still might unfold in this retrograde or is unfolding. And Spirit's also showing me perhaps this is a lot of really old stuff, like old stuff that's coming up and being triggered so that it can be looked at and then released. But it's really old stuff that's been held really deep, deep karmic stuff. And when I say karma, I mean life lessons and the learning that comes from those, because that's what karma is really. So yeah, that's the energy I feel that is being offered to us. And yeah, if you can find it, I know we've just hit December and it's Christmas month, and all these other things. I don't know any of the other traditions too well. I think it's Hanukkah around this time as well. But anyway, it's a month of celebration and traditions and get-togethers and mosquitoes. Any mosquitoes? Should have put my tea tree oil on. Anyway, they just had a feast on me last night. I'm just scratching my ankles. Just feasted me. Anyway, what was I saying? It's a month of traditions and coming together. So it can be stressful, it can be triggering, and you're probably thinking, great, I have to go through this Mercury Retrograde, and then I've got Christmas or whatever it is, celebration I have to get through as well. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be an opportunity to find a spiritual practice of a small discipline of shifting your mindset, of becoming the observer and stepping into observer awareness, stepping into the frequency of peace and noticing what wants to draw you out. And that's just where some inner work and some shadow work needs to be done. And just some reflection. Why did that trigger me? Why did that pull me out? What is it that I am wanting from this relationship that is triggering me to need to control it or want an outcome or an answer from that? It's just some reflective questions you could journal on or reflect on. Shall we get some messages from Spirit then? Alright, Spirit, what would you like to share with us today? Well, first I'm going to do an invocation, because if you're just new to my channel, I teach intuition development. I'm probably going to be running some events next year for group intuition, and I also run one-on-one sessions. I have like 3-month and 6-month packages so that we can hone in on your unique way of expressing and receiving intuition and information. So why was I saying that, Spirit? Why did I feel guided to say that? What was I gonna say? Well, we're getting some messages. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to the cards. Well, that's right. I was going to do an invocation because I teach intuition development, and I want to share my process with you, or share our process with you. So invocating is very important, and I'm going to do another video on this later, a more in-depth one. But invocation is one of the ways that centers and focuses you and pulls in the divine, your spirit guides, your higher self, and the divine energies, and brings it around you. And it's a very important part of the process of connecting to your intuition, because it centers you and moves your mind out of the limelight. So, thank you, Spirit, for being present with us here today. Our guides of the highest divine light and love. Thank you for bringing us messages that we will easily understand, hear, sense, feel, know. And thank you for bringing them through to us loudly and clearly and easily, so that we easily perceive them. Thank you for removing any blocks and any doubt that might get in the way of us receiving clear messages from you, from the highest divine light and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. And as I was shuffling, a card came out. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Hope you can see that, alright? So I feel like, excuse me, this really comes back to what I was saying at the start with these two energies. We've had our Mercury retrograde introduction. We're in the middle of it, and we've probably been triggered, or something has come up to be looked at, to be healed. And it's important to let go of the energy of blame and really come back into center. Because blame just holds us, it's a holding pattern really, I suppose, just holds us in that old energy, and when really what it is that we're afraid to look deeply into ourselves, and perhaps we're really blaming ourselves for what's happened, when perhaps the other person is gaslighting us, or the other party isn't being quite honest about the situation. Goodness me, all the hard cards are coming out today. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yeah, so releasing judgment as well, because judgment is another one of those energies that holds us in a holding pattern of anger and grief and all of that. And it doesn't allow us to come back to our true feelings. Okay, what else, Spirit? What other guidance do you have? They're saying pick up a different deck. Okay, pick up a different deck. I'm going to pick up this one. Keepers of the Light Oracle cards by Carl Gray. Oh, and then the Moonology cards want to come out. Alright. They feel very excited. Did you hear the kookaburra? I don't know if the microphone picked it up because it's directional. But I've got a kookaburra sitting there, and there's another one over there. There's a family of kookaburras. Alright, Spirit. Messages for everyone watching this video. Commander Ashtar, call to action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. I feel like this is a message for those of you who've been on the spiritual path for a while. This is an opportunity for you to really step into a spiritual practice where you are going, okay, I was triggered, I went through a thing, I'm going to step back into my observer, and I'm going to come back into my emotions, and I'm going to discipline myself and let go of judgment. I'm going to let go of blame. I'm going to really step into that. Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Yeah, it's deep. It's challenging. The energies is challenging, but Spirit's saying, just reconnect to that lovely, soft new moon energy that's come in. It's like it's a gift. It's an offering amongst this heavy energy. Another card from here. No, they're saying go to the other deck. Okay. I like this deck. It really has kind of guidance on timing and things like that. Alright, what guidance for people during this energy cycle do you have, Spirit? A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Excuse me. Clearing the throat. Clearing the speaking passage for clear communication. New beginnings. A new cycle begins with the new moon. Exactly. This new moon really is a blessing that's been brought in. This energy, this energetic, it's this new energy is coming in to really feel so that you can shift out of that Mercury retrograde challenge and into the new energy, the spiritually disciplined energy. Love that. Thanks, Spirit. What else have we got? A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Oh, Libra again. So there's a theme around relationships coming through with Libra. And if your trigger happened around a personal relationship, or perhaps it's relating to yourself, if it's relating to yourself, it's probably all of your thoughts, all your like fear thoughts and other things like that have been like fractured or scattered in your mind, and that's been causing you to have friction, which is perhaps what's brought up the triggers for this Mercury retrograde. But this new moon is offering healing, it's offering centering, it's offering calm. Spirit saying it's offering calm. Breathe in the calm, breathe out the past. Breathe in the calm, breathe out the past. It is meant to shift. This is kind of a tower moment. This old energy is meant to shift out, and the new moon is here to help you release that old energy. And it's happened so quick. It's like 2 weeks, trigger it off. Well, however long it's been since 25th of November. Trigger it off, out it goes. Step into your spiritual practice, let it go. Whew. It's a big one. It's a big one, but it's a quick one. Doesn't mean that it's no less challenging on the body and the being. Spirit saying just, take it easy. Even when you're at work, like approach your tasks from a place of ease. When you're sick and you have a cold and you take it more, you move your body more gently, and you move your body and your being more gently. Spirit's saying, do the same thing here with your emotions and your, just come in and center and just move more gently. Let go of worrying that productivity or anyone's opinions, blah, 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 all the fears that enter in. Trust spirit, trust your higher self, trust the universe. And just allow yourself to go with the flow. Yeah. Take time to breathe out. Just take time to breathe out. Go to the toilet if you have to. Take time to breathe out. Go outside on your lunch break. Just go hug a tree or sit under a tree or something. And this is the disseminating moon. As that old energy disseminates and moves away. Love that. Even the kookaburras love that. All right. Spirit saying, let's clear your intuition. Let's get some guidance on your intuition and how your intuition is playing out in all this. Because when we're processing a triggering event, our intuition can become muddied. It can become muddied with the information that's coming through, because oftentimes this information, this like triggering information, is attaching to our deep-seated fear about the situation, and so that's where it gets muddied. So intuition is neutral, but when it's so closely aligned to our fears, it can attach and it can get really muddied. So that's why it's really important to reflect and journal and come back into that observer space, because if you don't, then you just kind of, that's when you move into your head and you can kind of go crazy a little bit. You're like, I'm going crazy, I'm getting so confused with all this information, because it has the emotional intensity attached to it as well. So it's important to recognize what's your emotional intensity and your feelings about it, separate them from the information that's coming through, see how they're attached to each other, and then approach that information with as much neutrality as possible. And maybe you need to come back on a different day. Maybe you write it down and you're like, okay, there are all my things, and then you can come back the next day when you're in a more centered, come back to it, center first, and then come back to it. Yeah. and then you'll be able to see more clearly what's your intuition and what's your fear. It's really important to distinguish those two things. Okay, some messages from this little starseed deck by Nari Anastasia. That's cool. Messages. This one wants to come out. Inner worlds. Your external world is a reflection of your inner world. It sure is. I think Spirit's just saying, remember that. Remember that spiritual truth, that metaphysical truth. And breathe out. Take a moment to connect with Source through quiet, reflective meditation. And blue star, follow the light of your inner compass, the blue star. It will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. I think it's just really important to give yourself, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, just go and sit in nature, or go and sit with your plants or something, your indoor plants, or, light a candle, light some incense, burn some Palo Santo, whatever it is or some sage, whatever it is you like to burn, or if you have a clearing spray. You will feel so much better. It's about becoming clear and aligned. It's not about dismissing or getting rid of the feelings. It's about coming into alignment and clarity so that you can observe your feelings and hold them in compassion. And that's where you feel peace. That's how you can feel peace and still feel the pain or the challenging energy in your body, but come to a place of peace because you've honored your inner world. And that helps with your intuition so much. Sorting out the fear because that's where our doubts come from. Our doubts come from the fact that we can feel our emotional attachment to the intuition, because we might have a fear about it. So that's why knowing yourself is so important, and reflecting on your desires, your fears, your doubts, knowing them, knowing what they are related to everything in your life. Because you'll have, and working through those attachments and bringing compassion and love to those attachments. Because then your intuition will flow. One more card. Let's do one more card. This is from Expect Miracles by Grounded Minds. I got this card deck from my local cafe. Okay. Some information for to ground our minds. Rebirth. Such big energy. Shed your fears. Know that you are transforming and healing. Important opportunities are manifesting for you. Oh, so beautiful. And I love that the colours of this card are orange. It's like an orangey yellow. So that also indicates that it's around solar plexus, personal power, and also creativity. Perhaps it's a mix. And she's got a headdress of snakes like Medusa. Her eyes kind of look a little bit suspicious, and it's like her snakes are there to protect her. It's like, I feel like Spirit's saying, actually, upon closer inspection of the snakes, they have really happy smiles on their faces. It's saying, it is important to have discernment and trust. Discernment allows you to trust your higher self. It allows you to trust your intuition, but not to the point where you're defensive, because then you're stepping back into that ego space. And intuition, it's challenging to hear intuition when you step into that ego, when you're back in that ego frequency. So it's a fine line you've got to walk between discernment seeing something for what it really is, knowing yourself, knowing when you're projecting because you want something or have a desired outcome. I wish I could point the video and show you. I wonder if I can. Hang on. Oh, it's turning around on me. Oh, I had this turned around this whole time. I have to. Oh my god. Oh well. You've been looking like the forest. Oh, that's throwing me for a six. Anyway. You probably can't hear me anymore. Hey everyone, so I've just realised that I've been filming the forest in front, which is a lovely view, and let's keep it that way. I'm not going to change it. Perhaps the kookaburra laughing alerted me to the fact, but that's okay. I was finishing up anyway, but I thought let's turn it around and have some face to face. So what I'll do is I've got all the cards here. I'll put them up. You will have seen it. I'll put them up on the video. Take a picture of them. That's really funny. So perhaps there's a message in that too. Perhaps having a different perception. What you thought you were seeing isn't what you're really seeing. Perhaps there's a message in that as well. And finding humour in that, like the kookaburras laughing. Finding humour, because joy really does bring peace, and it shifts the energy. Laughing shifts the energy, which is lovely. That's where some people say to me, why do you laugh at everything? And I'm like, well, I'd rather be laughing than crying about it. And it just shifts the energy, and it stops me from diving into the challenging energy and getting stuck in it. Yep. I'm just going to pull one more card. Spirit saying, why did that microphone fun stuff happen? Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will naturally occur. Spirit has your back. Yeah. Spirit has your back. Maybe it's because I've got this new microphone, and even though I'd put it in the other way, maybe it made the video turn around. Anyway, I shall investigate. But nonetheless, I think that's all for today's video. If you found that helpful, give me a like, give the video a like, and if you would love to see more content like this, subscribe so that you get notified straight away. You guys know this stuff, you know how YouTube works, and I think comments help other people reach the work. So I think all of those things help YouTube share it around. So if you think it's helpful, might be helpful to other people, doing those things just helps to support the message and the channel, and helps to spread the word of spirit and anchor the new frequency, anchor the new light. So I hope that was helpful, navigating these weird energies. Spirit, we're going through a lot of heavy lifting. We're going through it, and there's a reason for that, and we're going to talk a bit more about that in some future videos. You know, the light that we're here to anchor and the bridge that we're here to be, and working through the stuff that we came here to work through is a part of that anchoring of the light. It's a part of us helping to teach other people how to move through the process as well. That's probably actually the biggest part of the process, is us learning how to do it helps us to have compassion and understanding for the others that are going to do it and go through it. And it also, as you probably aware, brings, you know, everything that we do is recorded and it goes up into the collective energy, so it's accessible there for others in the ether. So many reasons to work through the challenges, and finding, you know, refinding the things that make it worth it. And it's also okay to be upset that you are here sometimes, you know. That's just another part of the process. But yeah, really finding the things that you love and enjoy and coming back to that connection. All right, my lovelies, I will see you in the next video.